Hi, everybody. I'm Bill Sanders, and this is Watch Art Side, the art and science of watch collection. Today, what I want to do, I want to take a look at bands and to really consider them for sort of the idea if you have a new band on a watch, you have a new watch. So let's start off with the Vacheron Constantin overseas. Now, the interesting thing about this overseas that came out in 2016 is that it came with three bands. It has a bracelet, a metal bracelet, and then I think it was a gator band. I don't know if they still have gator because of the sights and everything. And then it came with a rubber band. So there are three different kinds of occasions. The bracelet would be one that you might wear to work every day. The hide one may be a little more formal. And then, of course, the rubber one is for, sort of as a sports watch, actually, place where you might get it wet and need something other than either a hide or a metal band. Now, another thing to consider with this is that one of my favorite watches is a Tissot, what's it called? Tissot Heritage Petite Seconde. And this watch, the reason I like it, it's hand wound and it has an Unitas ETA 6498, and it runs at 18,000 semi-oscillations per hour, which is a nice. I like the slow ones. You extend the time on it, and you don't beat up the parts quite as quickly as you do with some of the higher frequencies. That's a watch I really like, but the strap that it comes with is, pretty dull. It'll go with anything. Sort of like went out of their way to make it non-offensive, and they succeeded. And so what I did, I thought, well, I'll take that and take a look at it with some different bands. This is a stamp, a gator, embossed gator strap. It's basically a leather strap, and they stamp a gator pattern on it. And this particular one has a quick release bar on it, which means that, I don't know if I have one here, but it's basically on the watch, you just push it like that under here, and it'll pop right off, and you can do stuff with it. And you can put another band on it, or in my case, I have this one watch with the crown at 12 o'clock, and I have to pop it off to wind it. So now this is only $18, but if you compare the one with the $18 one with the one, that's out of the shop, that really makes it look a lot nicer. Or you can sort of go whole hog on it, and this is a Jean Rousseau alligator round scales, shiny brown, and you can really give it an upgrade without having to spend too much money. Now, $205 for a watch that you could probably pick up for around $400, it's a little steep, but still, why not? Now, the other thing, this one watch I had, I was looking at some pictures I had it. I thought, my God, look at there were 6 different bands. Actually, I think it was the 7th one. In the far upper right there, I think that's the band that originally came with it. It was, this watch right here is a black watch, and it had some red highlights in it, I guess. And a friend of mine got this. This is a Stingray band, and it's great for. Instead of a rubber band, it takes the water and everything. You have to worry about getting it wet. But one of the things they did was that it has on the side, it has a red trim, and so it goes with the watch. There are a couple are what are called NATO bands. I'm not quite sure why they're called NATO, maybe so like that. Now these bands, you don't have to use a spring bar tool, and by the way, too, if you're gonna collect watches and get a spring bar tool, get a good one, and because if you get a good one, you'll use it a lot, and they're great. Now these don't need a spring bar. What you do is you wrap them around through the spring bars. You don't need a spring bar tool. Of course, you do need the spring bars, and you just wrap them around. And you can see in the pictures, the first two on the right, what they have these two bands right here. And instead of what I did at one time, I cut them off at the end because they were too long, but you're not supposed to. You're supposed to wrap them around like that. So, but anyway, these are great for, summertime when it's really hot and, you're going out and doing a lot of things. This happens to be my travel watch. It's a dual time zone. And so, a lot of different occasions you may have on a trip. There's in the middle, there's a gator, sort of a reddish brown gator, and then then on the lower right is a lizard band. But with a single watch, they look like 6 different watches rather than the same watch. Also, too, I don't care how much or how nice a watch is, you get bored with it after a while, and I found that having new bands really helps. Here's some more. Now, this was a great example of a watch. I absolutely love this watch. It's a H. Moser Center Seconds Endeavor, and it just was a watch I really love. But it came with this sort of I think it's sort of a dark brown or even black band that it had originally. It just got boring, and so. But then I got an orange band for it, and with the gold, it's more fun to wear that way, and it's like having another watch. Up at the top row, there's FP Journe, and what FP Journe does, whenever you have your FP Journe serviced at an FP Journe service center, like the one they have in Miami, after they services, they give you a free watch band. Nothing to sneeze at. Those watch bands run about $800 a pop. They could get very expensive, $800 or $500. So getting a free one after a service is sort of nice. But this was a watch that what I sort of use for the ones that I got. Are the ones that come with. They sort of treat them like beater bands. You wear them a lot, but then for some special events, I got the one in the middle there. It's sort of a cognac, looks really nice. And then I thought, well, to spice things up, I'll get a shiny blue one from Jean Rousseau. So the whole point of trying out different bands, first of all, it's a lot cheaper than trying to buy a new watch every time, or even finding one these days. Then one use, there's the lower right down there. They had a watch with a Hamilton with a dark blue dial, and so he got a yellow band for it for supporting Ukraine. So there's all kinds of different things that you could do with it. Let me know what you think of it, and if you've done any ideas that you might have yourself. Of course, there are other types of bands. There's textile bands, silicone bands, and all kinds of things like that if you have any experience with those, I'd like to hear about it. Take care. This is an invitation to subscribe if you'd like. And until next time, this is Bill Sanders for Watch Art Sci, the art and science of watch collection.